So you've got your Employee of the Month award, the picture on the wall, the gift cards, the shout outs at the team meetings, and still people give you feedback like they don't feel recognized. It's not that your recognition isn't enough. It's just not connecting. So today we're going to talk about why most recognition programs, they actually backfire on us, and what to do instead if you want people to stay, grow, and give their best. Because when recognition is done right, it's not a perk, it's a retention strategy. So let's jump into the episode content today. Welcome to the Leaders Leading Leaders podcast. I'm your host, John Espinosa. I help business owners hire and retain that top talent, and we do that through building high-performance teams. So in today's episode, I want to start out with this concept of if recognition doesn't connect with people, it feels empty. So no matter how much money we pour into recognition programs or a system, or how many gift cards that we give out, or people's Employee of the Month placards that are on the wall, it just is not connecting. And we as leaders, when we try to mechanize, when we try to just take a recognition program and base it off really a task instead of connection, that's where things feel lost from an employee standpoint. And remember back, when you were an employee, how did you like to be recognized? Or did you get recognized? Because a lot of times, if we didn't get recognized, we pull on our past experiences. If we didn't get recognized as employees, maybe a recognition program is something that we don't have in our business or we don't do on our team. So today, I want you to dig in, ask yourself those tough questions, because people, they don't want just generic praise. We find this with feedback. When we give feedback, don't make it generic. One of the characteristics of good feedback is it needs to be specific. And that's the same with recognition. So recognition programs that make people feel like it's just a number or everybody gets a trophy, I will tell you, those don't work. They can actually backfire. So those high performers on our team who are recognized in a group setting with maybe somebody who's just doing their job, it's not the same. It's not going to be the same for your high performers as it is you just trying to motivate somebody to come to work. When we equate those two and we treat them similarly, that's where things begin to fall short of our expectations, and especially the expectations of our team members and our employees that work for us. So one thing that I want, and this is the application piece, we always give good applications to the 3 topics that we talk about on each episode. And these applications, absolutely free. Try them out. Put in the comments. Let me know how they're working. And better yet, make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you're sharing. Make sure that you like these episodes. We're growing. Our views are growing. Our subscribers are growing. Subscriptions are growing. And I appreciate it. It's a testament to you all out there listening, self-developing, making your businesses, making your teams, making your cultures better. So good for you. So let's talk about the applications for this first topic here. 1, I want us to do this recognition audit. And I'm a big audit person. I like to look at, okay, what's the current state? What are we currently doing to recognize people? And one of the questions that you can ask your employees is, what type of recognition feels most meaningful to you? And then just sit back. And you can do this in a one-on-one setting, or you can do it in a team setting. And the other thing, we need to call out impact, not just the particular action. And we'll talk about an example here in a little bit around the impact that individuals make, whether it's to the bottom line, whether it helped you make payroll that month, whatever that is, the impact of them meeting that quota, what that did for the team, what that did for the organization. Not just, hey, good job for meeting your quota. You see how that's different there? It creates that connection. So when we talk about recognition, not just acknowledging the effort, now the next topic I want to get into is affirmation. And when recognition isn't just acknowledgement, we're actually affirming somebody's potential. And when we may have individuals that are on our teams or that are our peers, and they just show up to work, they do their job, they get it done, they do it well, they check all the boxes, but for the most part, they're not going to, pound their chest or actively promote themselves. So these recognition programs are an important piece of acknowledging the potential, especially in those individuals, but also for people who do like recognition and aren't afraid to tell you how great they are. It also allows us to really use that recognition to cast a vision. And we'll give some examples here in a little bit. Everyone, a quick break in the episode today. Are you struggling to find and keep the right employees? You're not alone. High turnover drains time, money, and morale, leaving us frustrated, overwhelmed, and feeling like we have to settle for less. I understand how tough hiring can be because I've lived it. And with over 21 years of building high-performance teams, I know how to turn hiring challenges into lasting employee success. Through my proven lead framework, we're going to analyze your processes, design a personalized strategy, and implement solutions that create confident and long-term results. Don't let turnover hold you back. Choosing this program is that first step towards a thriving workplace. Enroll today at thejohnespinosa.com and build the team you deserve. Imagine a team that works seamlessly together or keep facing the same costly cycle of turnover. The choice is yours. Now back to our episode. So the first thing that I wrote down here is recognition should reinforce growth or potential, not just past performance. And when I look at the recognition program that I was able to stand up, it was really focusing on past performance. It wasn't forward looking. How did that action play into, building the business, growing the team, meeting the bottom dollar, right? Enhancing your systems or a process, or maybe building or bringing in extra clientele, whatever that looks like, right? That's the impact. That's the bottom line. And when we can tie directly into that impact, what it does now is it connects that performance to the impact of the organization, and it affirms their potential, because if they keep on doing that action, we are going to grow. And as we grow, everybody grows. As I grow as a business owner, as I grow as a leader, everybody is going to grow. So that's the impact piece. And then I had this kind of idea around, okay, how can you differentiate praise from recognition? Because I think those two words get used quite frequently together. And for me, praise is short term. When, somebody meets their numbers or makes their calls or whatever that is, sells X number of widgets, that's praise. But that's short term. So it can provide motivation in the short term. But where I want to go through recognition is that long-term goal. And that long-term goal is, hey, you showed leadership in that particular situation, or you showed your resilience by overcoming that challenge. And so we're tying in, again, the potential of that individual to grow, not just good job meeting your numbers this month. So recognition, when we use it in a long-term way, not just short-term praise, that's where we begin to really see the benefits. And we're going to talk about how we create that culture piece next. But before we do that, a couple applications here. Mission and vision. Recognition, when it is used well in a company or on your team, when we tie it into our mission, okay? And what I mean, this is exactly, your performance, what you did to, what you accomplished, that's what we need to build our mission. That's what we need to really sustain our company, right? That's the mission is the day-to-day activities that you do that build your company, that your company is founded on, that is the success. And then it enables us also, when we use recognition, to cast a vision, especially if we're looking on growing our companies, if we're looking on maybe creating more team or leads or managers or frontline leaders, manager positions within our company. Now what we're doing, because we need more leaders. Leaders Leading Leaders is all about you all out there reaching back, teaching others how to lead, because I don't want to be tied to a job. I own businesses, And I want to run those businesses efficiently, but I want to depend on leaders within those businesses. So I have to recognize them just as that, as leaders who are growing our businesses, who are growing our teams. That way I can step away or I can go build another business. Okay. So recognition, link it to the mission, tie it, and enables you to cast your vision. Those are the two important things when we talk about affirmation with recognition programs. And then now let's talk about consistency, because consistency is going to bring in that cultural piece. And when recognition isn't just an event, like it's not a once a year recognition party that we have and everybody gets a, gift card to various restaurants and somebody gets an Employee of the Year award, or I go back to my educational days, Teacher of the Year award, right? Those are events. That seems very transactional. How do we build it into our culture, the fabric, or, really the being of our organization or our team? And these are the things, what we're going to talk about next, that we create habits around recognition, not just tasks, not just check the boxes, not just once a year recognition events. Because retention doesn't happen from occasional type gestures. Consistent culture of appreciation is what builds retention. Great teams are very methodical and intentional about their recognition programs. And so when we talk about sporadic recognition, which are just gestures, which are short term, the praise, versus consistent recognition, that's what builds trust. Because in the end, people remember what you did last. We all have short-term memory. People will remember how you treated them, what you said, and especially how you recognized them last. And so if we build a consistent recognition program and we weave it into the culture, guess what? They're going to remember that as they grow, we're going to recognize that growth, and the company, the team, your business is going to grow because of that recognition. When it's all about us as the business owner, as the leader, it's never going to be about the actual employee who really deserves that recognition. And that's one thing that I, as a leader, I, as a business owner, I had to get over myself. I really had to look at, okay, is this recognition for me because it's helping meeting my goals? Or is it because we're helping people meet their goals and we're recognizing them for that growth, for that effort that they're putting in? And that's a tough pill to swallow. So for here, recognition when it's working, because I get a lot of, okay, John, I've done, I've tried not to mechanize it. I've tried to spread it around. I've affirmed, right, the potential or the growth by recognizing those individuals. How do I know when that's all working? When it works, recognition will go up, it will go down, and it will go side to side. So what do you mean? People will recognize their leaders. Leaders will recognize their employees, and then peers will begin to recognize each other. That's when you know that you've woven your recognition programs into your companies, into your teams, into your groups, and it is beginning to flourish. In two applications here that I have, and these may seem cheesy because that's the other thing. Like, people are like, John, that's cheesy. People don't care about that. Guess what? They do. They work. I've seen it. Trust me on this. Shout outs. Create team shout outs, regular shout outs, whether it's monthly, whether it's weekly, whatever that looks like. Give others the opportunity to recognize each other. Remember, up, down, or sideways. It's a great time just for somebody to say thank you. And then once you start building in, like not focusing on the event versus the impact to the organization, you will begin to see others model that. And it's powerful. It is a powerful tool that you can use in when you begin to grow the recognition program. It just flourishes and it takes off. People start recognizing each other out of the blue, and morale goes up, employee engagement goes up, team confidence goes up. It's amazing what can happen when a good established recognition program is in place. And then the other piece here recognition program doesn't have to be a grand event. You can do these micro kind of recognitions, whether that's through an IM. I'll get off a meeting sometimes and I've been on a meeting. People who lead meetings well, I appreciate, especially the ones that I got to be on, because there are some meetings I get on, everybody's all over the place. I get off the meeting, I'm like, why was I on the meeting in the first place? What did we actually accomplish? So anytime anybody runs a meeting well that I'm on and I observe, they're getting an IM. Great job running that meeting. Stayed on point, stayed on task, the actions, we followed up. They're getting recognition. But that's just a micro thing, and I send it via IM, right? Instant message. So it doesn't have to be, again, a big event or a cash award or, a gift card or whatever. When we know that people appreciate the work that others are doing, when that begins to spread, when it becomes infectious in the organization, my goodness, you are going to be unstoppable. So the point for all of the conversation today was to make recognition cultural, not conditional. Because remember, when recognition isn't about trophies or titles, it's about creating that emotional equity where your people feel invested, they feel connected, and they feel valued. Good things will happen. So I'm going to challenge you this week. Start small. Pick one person and give them specific, meaningful, and growth-oriented recognition. And then if you want some practical framework, guess what? We're going to help you out. We're going to provide the show notes in the description. Click on that link. We'll summarize all of our steps, a little bit of our notes today, because great teams don't just celebrate results, they celebrate each other. I believe in you. Go be great. Talk to everyone on the next episode. Bye-bye.